You don't explain yourself. You simply decide. There is a quiet power in that, a power most people are afraid to hold in a world that demands explanations, apologies, and justifications. Choosing silence can feel rebellious. But in dark feminine psychology, silence is not weakness. It is sovereignty. Hi, this is the Silent Siren Psychology channel, and today we will learn how to set boundaries without over-explanations and justification. Asterisk boundaries are not invitations. You are allowed to protect your space without guilt. To speak your limits, to define the edges of your life is not arrogance. It is sovereignty. Every person you encounter in this world will test your limits in ways both subtle and brazen. Some will push, prod, or provoke, hoping to find a crack in your armor. And yet, your boundaries are not a negotiation. They are a declaration of who you are, what you will tolerate, and what energy you refuse to absorb. I do not owe anyone an explanation for my boundaries. This is a sentence, simple in its words, but revolutionary in its meaning. Society has trained us to apologize for saying no, to feel shame when we assert our needs, to rationalize our limits with explanations, reasoning, or justifications. But when you embrace the dark feminine within, you understand that boundaries are not just physical or emotional, they are spiritual. They are the architecture of your power, the invisible force field that keeps your energy unviolated. Think about the people in your life who drain you, the ones who demand, who manipulate, who expect you to bend in service to their desires. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you dilute your presence. You allow the world to consume pieces of you that should remain untouchable. This is not weakness. This is not selfishness. This is clarity. This is mastery of yourself. And mastery is seductive. It draws attention, not because you chase it, but because you refuse to surrender it. Boundaries are an act of self-love disguised as defiance. They are a statement that your energy is precious, that your time is sacred, that your mind is sovereign. When you refuse to explain yourself, you are sending a message that your life, your choices, your emotional landscape are yours alone. They are not open to critique, negotiation, or approval. To demand an explanation is to step into your shadow, and in the shadow, you are untouchable. There is a dark beauty in this refusal. It is not about alienation. It is about alignment. When you set your boundaries without apology, you align with the highest version of yourself, the version that knows her worth, that trusts her instincts, that recognizes manipulation from miles away. People will react, some with curiosity, some with resentment, and some with fear. That is natural. Your boundaries will illuminate the character of those around you. Those who respect them are allies. Those who resist are lessons. And those who attempt to break them are reflections of energies you do not need in your life. The dark feminine does not negotiate her essence. She does not dilute her truth to make others comfortable. She does not explain herself to soothe the ego of the uninitiated. She understands that her life is not a performance for approval, is an expression of power, presence, and self-possession. When someone challenges your limits, you do not crumble. You do not explain. You do not justify. You stand firm, and in that stillness, the world recognizes your gravity. It is crucial to understand that boundaries are dynamic. They can evolve as you evolve, but they must never be compromised for convenience or fear of conflict. Your energy is the currency of your existence. It is finite. To give it away carelessly is to erode the foundation of your power. Every interaction, every relationship, every engagement is a test of your commitment to yourself. And saying no's not cruelty, it is protection. Protection of your mind, your body, your spirit, and your ambitions. You may have been conditioned to think that setting boundaries is selfish, that asking for respect is arrogance, or that prioritizing yourself is sinful. These are illusions created by a society that profits from your depletion. The dark feminine rejects these illusions. She understands that to honor herself is not to harm others, it is to elevate the entire field of her existence. By creating clarity around what is acceptable and what is not, she invites only those who resonate with her frequency, those who honor her presence, and those who understand the language of her power. To exist unapologetically is to wield an invisible power. People will project their insecurities onto you. They will demand explanations for things you feel instinctively. They will attempt to frame your assertiveness as anger, your independence as coldness, and your self-possession as unapproachability. Let them. Their interpretations are not your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to yourself, to honor your limits, to protect your energy, and to live without compromise. Boundaries are also about rhythm. They are the cadence of your life, the pattern of give and take that sustains your well-being, to seize when it nourishes you, to say no when it drains you. That is wisdom, that is discipline. That is an art form, and art is not explained. It is experienced, it is felt, it is respected. You are still, every boundary you set is a reflection of your inner landscape. If you are merciless in your defense of your energy, the world cannot infiltrate your essence. And when you exist from that place, people are drawn to you not because you seek their attention, but because your energy radiates certainty, clarity, and intrigue. That is the allure of the dark feminine. She is magnetic because she is contained, because she is sovereign, because she does not need permission to be herself. Consider the temptation to explain yourself. Perhaps someone questions your limits. Perhaps someone accuses you of overreacting or being unreasonable. Here, the dark feminine smiles inwardly. She knows that every demand for justification is an invitation to surrender her power. She does not accept it. She does not rationalize. She does not bend. Every boundary is also a test of discernment. The people who respect your boundaries are mirrors of loyalty, integrity, and alignment. The people who attempt to violate them are mirrors of imbalance, insecurity, and dissonance. To maintain your boundaries is to curate your reality. It is to choose who and what enters your life and under what conditions. This is not arrogance. It is precision. It is strategy. It is power. Boundaries are the signature of the dark feminine. They are her invisible crown, her armor, and her secret language. They communicate more than words ever could. They say, I am sovereign, I am untouchable, I am mine. To explain them is to dilute them. To justify them is to undermine them. To apologize for them is to betray the very essence you are striving to protect. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your boundaries. Never. Not your friends, not your family, not your lover, not the world. Your boundaries exist because you exist. Your energy exists because you exist. Your life exists because you exist. To compromise that existence for external validation is to betray yourself. And the dark feminine never betrays herself. There is power in silence. There is power in refusal. There is power in the unshakable conviction that your limits are yours to define. And when you carry yourself from that place, the world bends not because you demand it, but because you are impossible to ignore. You are a force, a presence, an enigma. And that is the true essence of dark feminine psychology, the understanding that the most potent power lies not in pleasing others, but in mastering yourself. Your boundaries are your temple. Your no is your altar. Your energy is your currency. Guard them fiercely. Protect them relentlessly. And never, ever apologize for them. In doing so, you step fully into your shadow, your power, and your freedom. You become untouchable, magnetic, and eternal. And the world will notice. Not because you sought attention, but because your energy cannot be denied. If you feel the power of silence, subscribe for more truths that empower your mind, heart, and soul. Next week, we explore the art of walking away without looking back.